So, it's my great pleasure to welcome all of you on the Shopsys Framework online workshop. And thank you for you are interested in creating and building your projects on Shopsys Framework. And I'm sure that you will be even much more confident in your decision at the end of this workshop. My name is Miroslav Stopka. I am Shopsys Framework Developers Core Team member, and I will be your accompany in the first part of this workshop.
Hi, my name is Rstya Vitek. I'm also a member of the core team. I've been working in Shopsys for more than 4 years now, of which 3 years I've been developing the framework itself. So to me, it's like my own baby, I can say. And during the first part of this workshop, I'll be answering your questions on the Slack, on the chat that is attached to this live stream. And in the middle, we will switch seats with Miro, and I will finish the modification with you.
Okay, thank you, Rostya. So I got an information that some of you are not quite familiar with our product, with our company. So let's say a few words about it. Once we were a small company, but we have already built hundreds of e-shops, hundreds of projects on our old platform. This old platform had a lot of built-in modules, but on the bigger projects, we have found out that this approach brings a lot of problems. And there were even the problem with the training of new developers on this old platform, missing automated coding standard checks, missing automated tests. There were no strict rules about implementation, so the modification of the core itself happened too. I'm sure that lots of you definitely know what I'm talking about. And long story short, there were no clear or unified structure across the projects. And that's why we decided to create Shopsys Framework. The main goal of Shopsys Framework was long-term maintainability of the big projects. Next goal was to allow you the construction of really big projects, really big solution, without constantly undermining you with some userless features, userless functions. And the third goal, Shopsys Framework already expects that your project will grow and your project will be even much more bigger on the start, and you don't have to refactor the whole projects because we have already included some mechanism that makes your adaptation to this growth much more easier. And of course, customization and upgradability. These two goes usually against each other, but we have chosen the way which seems like the most suitable for the bigger projects. And the way is we have separated our product on two different parts, the framework bundle and the shop bundle. The framework bundle is like some kind of core. This part contains some basic features, forms, administration. This part is upgradable and the modifications are implemented using extensions. The second part of Shopsys Framework, the project base, this part contains front-end controllers, templates, and basically all the functionality that was almost always customized on our projects. You can imagine our project base as some kind of skeleton, but unlike other skeletons, our project base contains already fully assembled eShop, fully assembled project, so you don't have to connect these basic components to create some basic product. Shopsys Framework is a lean platform. 80, maybe 90% of functionality is fully usable on your project without the need of another modifications. Shopsys Framework is for in-house teams, but basically for everyone who is interested in creating and building really big projects. We use plenty of technologies, Symfony, Doctrine, Postgres. These technologies are reliable and they stand out as the basic of Shopsys Framework. We use Elasticsearch for product searching, Redis for session and cache, and of course Docker, which makes the usage of these technologies much more easier. And thanks to the containerization, we can effectively deal with the questions about scalability or orchestration. We have two microservices and some microservice infrastructure. So if you are interested in microservices, you can inspire yourself. Thanks to the fact that our agency builds their projects on our Shopsys framework, we have first-hand feedback, so we can improve our product continuously. And I think that's all about our company and about our product. Rostya, what do you say?
I think you said very nicely, so
Okay.
I have nothing to add.
Okay, so I think we can go back to today's workshop. The main goal of today's workshop is to bring you some touch with Shopsys Framework, to show you how some parts of Shopsys Framework actually works, to show you extensions, components, feature, automated coding standard checks, automated tests, because these features are already part of Shopsys Framework and their usage is really easy. As a topic for today's implementation, we have chosen the functionality which can help you to slightly increase your sales, and it is about product assignments to the article, so you can offer your products on the article page. And the real scenario could be you can create a review about some product and you can offer this product with that article. As you can read in your invitation, this workshop is specially for programmers. Planned duration is 2, maybe 3 hours. There will be some longer break, probably in a half, but if necessary, there can be some shorter breaks as well. I suppose that you have already fully installed Shopsys Framework. For those of you who have fully installed Shopsys Framework, you can implement this feature along with us. Others of you can probably only follow us using this live stream. During the workshop, we are fully prepared to answering your questions, so don't hesitate, use chat, use Slack, use email. The complex questions will be answered definitely after this workshop. I'm not sure if I have said everything, Rostya.
I believe so. Maybe we can tell a little bit about what we are going to do in the code.
Okay, I can.
Okay, so I believe you will create a new entity. Miro will explain you the concept of entity data object, and you will extend one of them. You will also extend a facade class, and you create a migration, database migration, and in the end, we will extend front-end controller and front-end template to show the products on the article detail page on front end.
Okay, so if there are no questions, I think we can start the implementation itself. Would you say, Rostya?
I believe so. I believe this is my time to switch next.
Okay.
And be ready for your answers on the chat. So see you later.
Okay. So, as I said, we are going to implement a feature which can help you slightly increase your sales, and this feature will be displayed on two parts of Shopsys Framework. On the front-end part, customers part, on the article detail page, and in the administration in the article detail form. So I think the first step should be to show you this section that will be modified during the implementation. So please open the homepage of Shopsys Framework. I can share my screen. Okay, share the entire screen, why not? And Rostya will confirm me.
No. Now I see the mirror effect.
Hide. Yeah.
You need to switch
another tab.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's it.
Okay, what about now?
It's great.
Okay, you should have opened the Shopsys Framework homepage on your screens. For me, that means the URL 127.0.0.1 and port 8000. On this page, you can see some list of product categories, commercial banner slider, and some special offer of products for probably the top products of or best-selling products. I don't know. But for the purposes of our modification, we are interested in this left upper corner. And if you have installed the demo data, you should be able to see two articles, news and shopping guide. So please open an article news. You should have opened article news. On this page, you can see some article header, date, that's probably creation date of this article, and the body of this article. This page will be modified during the implementation, and somewhere, probably in this section, will appear the new products offer. Okay, that's the customer's part. And let's see the administration. Please open your administration of Shopsys Framework. Administration is available on the URL localhost/admin. Localhost/admin. And if you have installed the demo data, you should be able to use demo credentials, login admin, and the password admin123. Okay, login. After logging in, you will see some other agendas like orders or customers or products. But for our today's implementation, we are interested in the agenda marketing, especially articles overview. So please open agenda marketing articles overview. On this page, you should be able to see some list of demo articles, and we displayed on the customer span the article news. So we are going to display this article in administration as well. So please choose the article news. Okay. An article form is displayed in front of you. We will try to extend this form. Right now, there can be set name or content or some creation date or some sales stuff. And this article should be extended during our implementation. For the data transfer between the application and the forms, the data objects are used on the Shopsys framework. So therefore, before extending the form itself, we need to extend the data objects used by this form. In this case, an article form, this data object is called article data. So please open your IDs. And open the class article data. Careful, there are two classes article data. For this case, we are trying to open the class article data in framework bundle. You should have opened article data class in framework bundle. As you can see, there are some properties like name, text, cell title, basically the same stuff as we could see in the administration. And this article data needs to be extended in such a way that we can save the information about assigned products into this article data object. During the implementation, during the development of Shopsys Framework, we often think about the question how we can help you, how we can help the developers make their work easier, how can we make developers more comfortable with the creation of their projects. And so we decided to take some steps for you, so you don't have to carry out all the way on your own. And some of the necessary changes have been already carried out. In this case, this means that you don't have to create the extension of this article data object from scratch, but there is already prepared extension. Please open the class article data. This time it will be article data from shop bundle. You should have opened class article data in shop bundle. As you can see, this class import or use the original parent article data class from framework bundle and extending it. This extension has one more additional property named created at, and we are going to extend this extension with one more property. In this property, we are trying to store the information about assigned product. So I think the best name for this property will be, surprisingly, products. So please create new property, public products. I need to switch my keyboard to English. Okay. Public products. Okay, the data type will be array. The assignment in the constructor is products equals empty array. Okay, we have already extended our article data class. We created a new property products of type array, and we extended our constructor with some new assignment. This product equals empty array. Because the instances of entities and data objects are created using the factories, we need to reflect this modification into the appropriate factory as well. This factory is named article data factory. And once again, you don't have to start to create this extension of that article data factory from scratch, but there is already prepared extension for you. So please open the class article data factory from shop bundle. You should have already opened class article data factory in shop bundle. The full path should be Shopsys shop bundle module article data factory. As you can see, this factory extends some parent factory with the alias base article data factory, and base article data factory stands out article data factory from framework bundle. This extension contains two methods. Both of them are responsible for creating instances of article data object. First one creates an instance of article data object based on received article. The second one creates article data object, empty article data object. So we are interested in the first method, and we want to achieve the state that if the article data object is created based on received article, and that the received article already has some assigned products, we need to have this information about assigned product in that article data object as well. And this is the moment when we have to decide how this assignment, how this information will be handled by the application and by the database. And I've decided to solve this problem using an individual entity, and this entity will represent product assignment with the article. And I will name this entity as article product. So please create the new directory. In a directory, Shopsys shop bundle model article, create new directory with the name article product. Okay, and in this new directory, create new class article product. Now you should have an open class article product on your screen. Because this entity needs to be also reflected in the database, we need to define some ORM mapping, which means, you're guessing right, import ORM mapping library. Use doctrine ORM mapping and with alias ORM. Using annotation, we define that this is the entity, and at the same time, we can define a name for a database table where the assignments of the products will be saved. So let's go on it. Oh no. So we are going to say this class stands out as an entity, and we can define the table name as well. Table name article products. Okay, and probably double quotes will be better way. Okay, short recap. You should have already created a directory article product. In this directory, we have created a new class, article product. This class will represent the assignment between article and product. This entity will be reflected in the database as well. So we need to define some ORM mapping. We have imported the library doctrine ORM mapping and created the first doctrine ORM annotation for this entity, ORM entity and ORM table, name equals article products, which means that this table will be named article products in the database. Okay, this entity stands out as a connection between article and product. So I think the next step should be two new properties, private article and private product. The private article will be of type article from shop bundle. And the product is of type product from shop bundle. Okay, we can continue. We need to define some ORM mapping for these properties as well. I think the first should be association mapping for property article, and it should be ORM many-to-one with target entity article from shop bundle. And I'm kind of lazy, so I can copy this part from the annotation of the property. In the same or the similar way for the product, but this time the many-to-one target entity should be product. Using this definition, we are trying to say that there can be many or multiple assignments of article products to connect it to the one specific article or to the one specific product. We can define some behavior for the table column as well. So we will use the definition ORM join column. Join column nullable to the value false, because the assignment without product or article is nonsense. Name of the column will be article ID, why not? Reference column name will be ID, because we are trying to connect this entry or this column with the column ID in the table articles. And we should think about the delete as well. so we can use the mapping attribute on delete with the value cascade. Thanks to this definition on delete equals cascade, we are basically trying to say that if someone will remove that article, suddenly as a next step, automatically there will be removed all assignments to this article as well. And the similar definition for product, but only difference should be the column name, product ID. There is one more thing. We need to define some primary key. We will not create another property, but we will use a composite key that will consist of both properties. So ORM ID. And I think this is the time for a short recap. We have created a new entity, article product. This entity needs to be reflected in the database as well. So we are trying to create some ORM definition. We have imported the doctrine ORM mapping library with the alias ORM. The ORM definition for the entity is ORM entity, and the definition for the table is ORM table name equals article products. This entity contains two properties, private article, a private product. First one is the type of article from shop bundle. The second, product from shop bundle. We have already created some ORM definitions for these properties. For article, association mapping many to one, target entity, article from shop bundle. And the behavior of column, join column, nullable equals false, name of the column equals article ID, reference column name equals ID, and we have thought about delete as well, so the attribute on delete equals cascade. For product, association mapping many to one, target entity product from shop bundle, join column nullable equals false, name equals product ID, reference column name equals ID, and on delete, the same cascade. Both of these properties are part of a composite key, so both of them contains ORM definition, ORM ID. So what else do we need? Exactly, we need to be able to set the values for these properties and, of course, be able to use these values. We will create a constructor and some of the get methods. I could generate them out automatically, but because I suppose you are trying to follow along with me, I will choose a slower path and I will create them manually. So, public function construct two arguments, article from shop bundle and product from shop bundle. Two assignments. This article equals article, and this product equals product. Okay, and annotation. And as I already said, two get methods, public function get article, return this article, and public function get product, return this product. Okay, and the annotation. And one more annotation. Okay, second recap. We have created a constructor with two arguments, article of the type article from shop bundle, and second argument product with with type of product from shop bundle and two assignments. This article equals article and this product equals product. We have to get methods, get article and get product. Thanks to this method, we are able to use these values of these properties. Because we need this entity to reflect in the database as well, we will generate a database migration based on this new entity. Or commit? Rostya, what do you say?
Well, it depends on the guys if they want. Let us know on the chat.
Let us know if you want to commit this current state, and Rostya will provide you the link for you. You can copy my modification. And I think I can continue. Like I said, because we need this entity to reflect in the database, we will generate a database migration for this new entity. Please open a terminal window. After the installation process of Shopsys Framework, you should still be in the Shopsys Framework PHP FPM container. For those of you who are not in the container right now, follow my actions. I will step out from the container, and the command to enter into the container once again is docker exec it Shopsys Framework PHP FPM no, this is the correct command. Docker exec it Shopsys Framework PHP FPM sh. Okay, we are in the container once again. So I suppose you are connected in the container as well, and I think we can continue. For migration generation, there is already prepared one thing target on the Shopsys framework. You can view a list of all thing targets using the command php thing. So please try the command php thing. On the left side of the list, you see a name of Shopsys framework thing targets. And on the right side, you can see a short description what the target is doing or what is it used for. Because we are trying to generate the migration, we are interested in the target. I think the migration generates. Description says generates migration file when DB scheme is not satisfying ORM, and this is the case. So please run the command php thing DB migrations generate. It's a migration or migrations? Migrations. So as you can see, some differences between the database scheme and ORM mapping were detected, and the migration is generated. So please open your migration file. It should be located in a directory Shopsys shop bundle migrations. Shopsys shop bundle migrations. Okay, here is some new migration file. You should have open migration file, and as you can see, this file contains some database queries based on our new entity article product. After running these queries in the database scheme will be unified with the scheme that is defined in the ORM. So we are going to run these queries. Please open the terminal once again and run the command php thing DB migrations, DB migrations. Enter. This sync target executes all new database migrations, and as you can see, database scheme is satisfying ORM now. Right now, our database contains already the new table article products. So the database is ready. Now we will create a repository using which we will communicate with the database of article products. So please switch back to your IDs, in my case PHP Storm, and create a new class in a directory Shopsys shop bundle model article product. And this new class should be named article product repository. Yes, of course. Now you should have an open class article product repository on your screens. I will use the entity manager interface to communicate with the database. So I'm importing this library into this class. So use entity manager interface. Okay, and I'm going to straight to creating a constructor, public function, construct with one argument of type entity manager interface, entity manager, and I'm going to generate fields entity manager. Okay. Short recap. We have created a new class, article product repository in a directory Shopsys, shop bundle, model, article product. This class will be used for communication with the database of article products. We are going to communicate with database with entity manager. So we have imported the library Doctrine ORM entity manager interface. The class contains already one method constructor with one argument of type entity manager interface and one property entity manager. And the argument or the value of that argument is assigned into this property. This entity manager equals entity manager. Okay, we will create one additional method which we will use to ensure that we are really communicate with the database of article products. So public function get article product repository return this entity manager get repository. And we are trying to communicate with the database of article product, so article product class. Okay, and the annotation. And finally, the main reason why we have created this class was to be able to select information about already assigned products from a database. So we are going to create new method, public function get article products by article. One argument article type shop bundle, and we are going to find the assignments of products. So return this get article product repository, find by, and the argument will be article. We are PHP Storm suggests that the return type will be the array of objects, but we are already smarter. We already know that the return type will be the array of article products. So article product array. Okay, recap. We are implementing a new class, article product repository. This class contains one property entity manager, a constructor with one argument entity manager interface, and assignment this entity manager equals entity manager. Two more methods, get article product repository. Thanks to this method, we are ensuring ourselves that we are communicating with the database of article products. And the most important method, get article products by article. Thanks to this method, we are going to find the assignments of products by particular article. So, and now we can go back to that factory. So please open the class article data factory in Shop bundle. Are there any questions?
Yeah, there is a question. If we could explain why we use that get something repository in repository class, because it seems a bit ugly. I believe Jan means that get
article product repository.
Yeah, that helper function probably. Okay, so I will.
You will answer this question?
I will answer on the chat. So
okay, so I can continue. Okay, so we have already prepared article product repository, and we have a method get article products by article, and we can use this method right now. So basically that means we need to have one instance of article product repository available in this class. So we are going to create a constructor, public function construct, and as you can see, we are overriding the parent constructor of article data factory. So PHP Storm already suggests some arguments, and I don't like fully qualified names, so I'm going to make it more readable. Okay. Okay, and one more addition. Our new class, article product repository. And initials fields, article product repository. Okay. Annotation. Okay, short recap. We are going to extend article data factory. We need to ensure that article data objects based on article contains information about assigned products. We have, for this purpose, created article product repository. So right now we have prepared a property article product repository, which will contain an instance of this class. So, and as you could remember, the article product repository returns array of article products, but we need to have array of products. So we are going to create another method, public function, get products by article, or we are using camel case, products by article, with one argument, article, from shop bundle. And this method will have two steps. In the first steps, we are going to create an array of article products by that article. So article products equals this article product repository, get article products by article. Okay. And the second step, the variable products equals empty array, and one for each to iterate over the article products array and fill the array of products. So for each article product products equals article product get product. Okay, and return products. And again, we are smarter than PHP storms because we already know that the return type will be array of products. Short recap. Right now, we have created a way how we can get the products by article. We have created a method get products by article with one argument, article. This method contains two steps. First one, get article products using our article product repository. The second step, convert these article products to the array of products. And this array can be used in a data object. So we are going to modify the method create from article. Once again, this method create an instance of article data class based on received article, and we are going to ensure that this instance of article data object contains the information about assigned products if that received article contains some assigned products. So article data, our property products equals this products by article. So the data object that will be used for the data transfer between article form and the application is complete. Now we can proceed to the form extending. On Shopsys Framework, there are available multiple form types. It can be said that every agenda owns our form type. For example, agenda orders, there is available form type order form type. Agenda products, there is available form type product form type. Using this form type, you are actually creating a plan how that form should be assembled or what fields should contain. Unlike most Symfony application, this form assembling plan on Shopsys Framework is not located in a Twig template, but it is located only in that form type itself. This makes it possible to extend this form without having to override the original template, which would result in a loss of the upgradability. Extensions are made in this case using the form type extensions, and the upgradability is preserved. And because we are trying to make your work with the Shopsys Framework easier, you don't have to create this form type extension from scratch, but there is already prepared article form type extension. So please open the class article form type extension. So you should have open class article form type extension. As you can see, this class contains a method get extended type, using which we can say which form we are actually extending. In this case, we are extending article form type. Next method is method build form, using which we are extending the parent form. In the current state, the parent form is extended with one additional field named created at. This field is of type date picker type. And this field is added into the group article data. What does it mean, group article data? You can follow me on your live stream. I will switch myself into the administrations once again. And here you can see two groups, article data and the group SEO. So if you are creating extensions for forms, you can decide which group you want to extend, article data or SEO, or basically you can create in your extensions another new group. So you don't have to add your fields every time on the end of this form. And as you can see, at the end of article data group, there is creation date. And I think we can extend this form in the same way. So we are trying to achieve a state in which some products can be assigned to the article, and this assignment should be available somewhere here. So I'm going back to ID. Okay, and this product assignment should be as user-friendly as possible. The user should be able to search for some products and select several items from the results. Implementing such a product picker would definitely take us some time. So we already created this product picker for you, and it is available for your forms already in the Shopsys Framework. And this product picker is implemented as a special form type called products type. So we are going to add new field of type products type. Builder article data group, add. Name of that field will be product, because using this name, the values from this form type will be stored in the property of that data object. And our new property is named product, so this field should be named product as well. The form type or the type is product type, as I already said. And we can specify some more additional options, but for this purpose, we are interested only in the option label. Thanks to this option, you can specify the label for that form field. I will switch again once in the administration, and you can specify this label, domain name, height, content. Okay, products. Okay, colon. Okay, right now the form should be extended with one or more field of type products type, and we can confirm this. Please switch back to administration into the detail of article. Oh, cannot autovirus service article data factory argument article product. Yes. We have created one new service, article product repository, but we need to register this service as well. And this registration can be achieved in file resources config services. As you can see, this file already contains some registrations of some services, but we can choose this way to create an alias, and after this modification, all classes with the suffix repositories will be registered out automatically. Okay, so right now it should be okay and fully functional, I hope. Okay, I'm happy to see it. Okay, editing article news. This form already contains some product picker, and let's try out add product. Okay, as we planned, we can provide some searching, and we can choose some products from the results. Finish the assignment. Okay, and as you can see, the chosen products are displayed as a part of this form.
I welcome you back, everybody. I hope the break was long enough for you and that you are refreshed enough. As you can see, we have switched place with Miro, so I will continue with the implementation with you. And Miro, you don't see him, but he is sitting next to me, and he's ready. Yeah, and he's ready for your questions on the chat. So I hope you are everybody back. We can continue, but before that, let's summarize what happened in the first hour. So you have created a new entity, article products, which represents the relation between article and products. You have extended the form in administration, so an admin can choose products on the article detail, and you prepared the article data object, which now contains the field for products. So when the form is saved, the products are in there, but they are not yet propagated into database, so the changes are not persisted yet. You can check it out. I will share the screen with you once again. So let's see. I hope, Miro, do you see my browser? Yes, nice. Okay, so let's check whether this works or not. You have chosen some products here before, and now when we save changes, it shouldn't be propagated into database. So when I look at it once more, the products are not related there. Yes, this is the exact state that we need. So now we can continue with implementation and make those changes persistent. So we can then display them on the front end here. So when working with model, we are using facades as an entry point. And because we are now modifying an article, the class that is interesting for us would be article. So let's take a look at it. Control O article facade in framework bundle. Yes, and this is the class that is responsible for all the actions that are taken with articles. You can see that there are functions like find by ID, get visible by ID. There should be something like create for creating articles, edit for editing, delete, and so on. And now we need to modify this behavior. When we are creating and editing article, we need to persist those changes about relations with products. So method create and edit are those which we need to modify. And because this class is in vendor, as you see, we need to modify it somehow. And as Miro said in the beginning, we will use class extension for that. So now let's create our own article facade in our Shopsys model. Where it is article product, yeah, and here we need a new class which will be called article facade as well. And this class will extend the original article facade from the framework, so we need to import it here, article facade from framework bundle, and give it some alias as base article facade. Now we can say that our article facade extends base article facade. So once more, we have created a new class, article facade in namespace Shopsys shop bundle model article product. Oh, I see. It shouldn't be in the article product. Well, it should be in the article because, well, it is not related to article product. We just need to extend the article facade. So my apologize if you have created it. Let's just delete it and create it somewhere else, or you can just move it. No?
Don't remove article product repository.
I don't want to do that. No. I will remove the article facade. Is it better? Don't be afraid. Well, Yeah, okay, I will try one thing, and I will just move it from the article product to the article. That was my bad. Okay. And now just the namespace should be there. So article, and here is article facade. Where it is? Well, now I really don't know what happened because it seems like it is still there. So let's try it once more. Let's move it to article, search for references. Okay. Oh, here it is. So
And
now we need to change the namespace.
but you moved article product repository as well.
Okay, that was my bad, so I will move it back. I hope you are not much confused with what I'm doing right now. Basically, we just need to create article facade class in the article folder. All the other things that I have just done was just my mistakes. So don't get too confused. If you get into some weird state, let us know on chat, and we'll wait for you. But now this is the state that I wanted in the beginning. So I have my article facade in Shopsys shop bundle model article, and that article facade extends the base article from the framework bundle. Now it seems that hopefully everything is okay, so we can continue with the implementation. And like I said before, we need to modify the behavior of creating and editing articles. So we will override those methods, create and edit. We can use PHP Storm to help us with that, so we don't need to type everything manually. And you can use right click and here generate. And what we need is override methods. And which methods? As I said, create and edit. Okay. You can use Alt Enter shortcut as well, or not. Work here. Right click, generate Alt Insert is that shortcut. Okay. So right now we have extended the base methods, but they are doing exactly the same thing as in the parent class. But like I said, we need to somehow reflect the changes, the relations between article and products. Those information are coming in the article data, which contains information about related products. So we need to somehow propagate this into database. So I will create a helper method, something like private function refresh article product, and that method will be then used in both of these methods. So private function refresh article products. What am I going to do here is just simply remove all the relations or the previous relations between article and products when I am editing a one, and then create the whole new relations between them. So what I definitely need are those article data from shop bundle. Oh, I see. This is we can use that framework article data as well. So we will help ourselves with annotation. We will say those article data are in effect our article data from shop bundle because they contain those products. And also we will need an article because we will be creating the relation between article and those products. So it's another argument we will use article. Now, first thing, we will remove all the existing relations. So let's get some old article products if they exist. And for this, we can use that article product repository, which you have created earlier. but I believe that we don't have it here yet. This article product repository. No, it's not here. So let's uncomment it. And we need to auto-wire that article product repository into our article facade. And we will do this by extending the constructor, overriding the constructor. So override methods, construct, where it is. Oh, here it is, construct. So now I will just modify it a little bit to get it more readable. So I will remove the fully qualified namespaces. You see these are the arguments of the original class, of the original article facade. We will just keep them here because we need them. But we will add a new parameter, which will be article product repository. And we will initialize the field by using Alt Enter, initialized fields, article product repository. This is the one that we need. So now we have available the article product repository, which we can use in our private function to get the old article products. It contains the method that we need, article product repository, and get article products by article. So now we have all the relations between article and products of the article that we are modifying, and we will simply just remove them and they'll then create the new ones by the data that came from the form. So let's create a little for each here, for each of article products, article product. We will use entity manager for removing them. Sorry, article product. Article product, and also we need to flush it. And we are using the entity manager implementation that enables using flush with parameter, where you can pass entity or an array of entities which should be flushed. So it's not flushing the whole identity map. So we will prepare some array here. Let's call it just to flush empty array. And in the for each, we will just be adding those article products into the array, and after the for each, we will flush the whole array. So we don't do it in each step. So flush. And after the whole for each is done, we will call this entity manager flush. Here we have that array to flush. So let's summarize it quickly. We just get the article products by article from the database. That means all the old relations between article and products, and we loop through them and remove them from database and finally flush those changes. So currently in this method, all the relations are deleted. And now we will set the new relations. So we will create the new article products by the data that came from the form. So another for each. Each article data, we can get products from here that you have because this is what you prepared on the first hour. Product. And what we need to do is create a new entity. That means like new article product, new article product here. Is it? We need article and product. Article we have here. It's an argument. Product is here. Of course, we need to persist the new entity. We use entity manager for that. Persist new article product. Again, we need to flush those changes into database. So we will use the same approach. We will again prepare the array. In each step, we will add the new entity into that array. This new article product. And finally, after the loop is finished, we will just flush those changes. This entity manager, flush, we will pass that array there. So this is it. This is our helper function that will refresh article products in database. It deletes all the existing ones and creates the whole new ones based on the data that came from the form. We can update PHP log here, and now we can use this function in both of our methods. Let's start with edit function. So what we need to do, we will add annotation. Now we know that the article facade class returns, and the method edit returns the edited article. So we can use it here. Instead of returning that article, we will save it into a variable. So edit. Now what we can do is just call that our refresh article products. We will pass there that article data and the article itself. In the end, we need to return that article. Okay, so we modified the behavior of the edit method. So now it reflects the changes that came from the form, and the relations between article and products should be stored into database now. We will do the same for the create method. It's true that it doesn't make sense maybe to try to delete existing relations, because when creating a new article, there would probably be no relations. But let's keep it simple. Let's use it the same way. So again, I will save the return of that parent method to a variable article. And then once again, I will use that refresh article products data. Again, I will return that article in the end. Add some annotation here. Yes, so that's it. So now it should work, but our application doesn't know yet about the fact that we want to use our extended article facade instead of the previous one. And this is achieved by a configuration in services YAML that you have seen before. The file is located in the source Shopsys resources config and services YAML. So let's switch here. Once more, source Shopsys shop bundle resources config services YAML, or you can use the shortcut Alt-Shift-O and just type the name of the file, services YAML. And this is it, yes. And now we need to register our new article facade. Well, it's already registered, but we need to tell the application that it needs to use that article facade instead of the framework one. We use fully qualified namespaces as IDs of the services. We will just type here the article facade, but it doesn't, for some reason, it doesn't suggest me anything, so I need to write it manually. This will be a challenge, but I hope I can manage it. Use Shopsys Framework bundle model. Okay, there is nothing, but I can take a look at the article facade. Shopsys Framework bundle model article facade. Article facade. Let's use our new article facade that is located in the shop bundle. Slash shop bundle del article facade. So that should be it. Now let's try it on, and we will see if it works. So we are at the editation of article. Nothing is broken so far. This is a good sign. And we can set some relations to products. So what's 1, 2, 3. Finish the assigning. And now cross fingers, save changes. It seems that it works. Now let's take a look if the changes are persisted. There we go. Nice. So the products are related to the article, and the relations are stored into database. I will summarize it once more. We have created the article facade in our shop bundle that extends the base article facade from framework bundle, and we have overridden methods create and edit, so it reflects the changes from relations between article and products. And then what was needed to do, register our new article facade as an alias for the original one from framework. So the application knows that it should use the new article facade instead of the original one. So the backend part is now done. We are ready here, and we can switch to front end and display those products on the detail of article, so a customer can read an article and then directly buy a product about which he is reading, for example. So entry point for working with front-end pages or pages generally are controllers in Symfony application. And as we are working with articles, let's take a look at article controller. Article controller, and we need to modify the front page. So in the front namespace. Here we go. You can see that this class is in your shop bundle. It's a part of project base because this is a front end, and we expect you to modify this a lot. So it doesn't make sense to have it in the vendor. So we can directly modify those files without the need of extending or something. So this is the article controller, and we want to modify the detail of article. So the place we need is detail action. You can see that from request comes ID of article. Using the article facade, the article is fetched from the database, and then some article detail HTML twig template is rendered with this article as a parameter. We will take a look at the template later, but now let's think about what we need to do here. We have article, and we need those products that are related to that. So we need to get them somehow and then pass them to the template. So let's prepare it. We need that we will need to pass there those products, which we don't have yet, but we can prepare it. Products. We need to get them somehow. Like I said, we use facades as an entry point for working with model. So right now, I will try if there is anything like get products by article in the article facade. We will see this article facade get nothing. Okay, so let's stop here, and we need to implement that method to get those products in the article facade. So let's switch back in our article facade, and we will create yet another one method, function get products by article. So now, maybe you remember implementing this method sooner, and you are right. I also remember that I have already seen this method before today, and it was when you were creating, I believe, the article data factory with Miro, when you needed those products as well. So let's take a look there. Article data factory in your shop bundle. This shop bundle model article data factory, and here it is. Get products by article. This seems like it's exact thing that we need to do. By article, I'm getting products. But I already told you that we use facades as an entry point for working with model. And in our controllers, there is a rule that we try to use only facades. So I don't want to use article data factory for getting products by article in my controller. So it seems like a suitable time for a little refactoring here. And I will move this method into article facade so I can use it in controller, because I don't want to repeat myself and I don't want to copy paste that method into facade, but I want the functionality only in one place. And article data factory, now it's not the suitable place anymore because I want it in controller. So I will just copy it or cut it, even better. I don't want it here, and paste it into article facade in shop bundle. So I don't need to write it on my own. Here it is. It needs article product repository, which is already wired here. So everything should work. But what about that article data factory? We need to modify it a little bit as well, because there is no method get products by article anymore. And here is no article facade, but the article product repository is not necessary anymore. So let's just change it and wire here article facade from shop bundle. It will be called article facade. Okay. Annotation is not right anymore. Article facade. This private field is not necessary. Instead of that, well, also this assignment is not necessary. We have article facade. So let's initialize the field article facade. So now, well, yeah, we don't need that use anymore as well. Now our article data factory is dependent on article facade, and we can use that article facade for getting products by the article because we moved that method there. So this article facade get products by article. Yes. So brief summary. Once more, we moved the method get products by article from article data factory into our article facade, so we can use the method on multiple places throughout the application. it is used in the data factory, and now we will use it in our controller on the front end. So let's get back to the article controller. In our detail action, we are in source, Shopsys, shop bundle, controller, front, article controller, in detail action, and now we need to get those products by the article. So product, this article facade, and now I should see the method get products by article, but it's not it's not hinted here yet. Even though the application knows that it should use our article facade, PHP Storm doesn't know it yet, because we have annotation on article facade here that says that it is a class from framework bundle, and that class in framework bundle doesn't contain that method get products by article. So let's just modify the annotation and use shop bundle here, because we know we use that article facade from shop bundle. And now the method should be available, get products by article. Yes, this is exactly what we need. So products, this article facade, get products by article, and we need to pass that article there. Okay, we have already prepared the variable that is passed into the detail HTML twig template. Those are these products that are related to article. So this is all we need to do in our article controller. And the last thing that is missing is editing the template itself. So let's take a look there. Well, I don't have enabled the Symfony plugin. That's why I cannot click through there. But I can use the shortcut for opening the file, which is Alt-Shift-O, detail HTML twig, and front content article. Okay, that's it. If you can use these shortcuts, you can just click through the tree. It's located in source, Shopsys, shop bundle, resources, views, front, content article, detail HTML twig. This is the twig template that is responsible for displaying information about a particular article. You can see that there is H1 block with heading. There is a paragraph with a created date, and also there is a text of that article. This is that page. Nothing special. Here, after the text, we want to render those products somehow. We have them in a variable products, and now we could start writing some code that will probably display that there will be some for each, and it will display the name of each product and maybe an image of that product, maybe short description or something like that. But I already said we don't want to repeat ourselves, and we want to use some, maybe there is some component that can take care for it for us, and there really is. You could maybe notice on the front end when I click on the front page. Hope there is no mistake. Okay, that there is a list of products here, for example, special offers, which looks pretty nice. I could use it on my article detail because there is that heading. There is a picture. Maybe here is a picture because there is no picture. There is a price, and also there is a button for adding into cart, which would be nice to have on the article detail. And when I'm listing in categories, I can see that the product list looks exactly the same. So I want that also on my article detail. And there is a component in Shopsys Framework. It's a twig macro called product list macro, and we can use it for our purpose. So let's take a look at it first. Product list macro, HTML twig. Here it is. Seems quite complicated, but we don't need to care about that. It's located in project base, source, Shopsys, shop bundle, resources, views, front, content, product, product list macro. It's some, if you are not familiar with Twig macros, you can imagine that like some sort of function that gets parameters and then renders an output, HTML output. It's easy. Our macro is called list. It takes the array of products which we have available, and then you can pass it some other arguments like CSS class for that UL list, and also you can pass there the tag name of heading. You can choose which level of headings will the products display, but it is not important for us now. We just need to pass there those products. So let's switch back to our detailed HTML twig, and we will use the macro here. To be able to use it, we need to import it first. So I will say import. It will be quite difficult without the Symfony plugin, but I believe I will write it correctly. Shopsys shop /front content product. Yeah. Content product. Product list macro. Product list macro. HTML twig. And we need to give it some name, so we will call it just macro. Shopsys shop front content product list HTML twig as macro, and here we can simply use it. So we will call macro dot list and just pass those products there that we have available. This is our variable that we pass to the template from controller products. So once again, fingers crossed. Now it should work. I believe so. So let's try to refresh. Okay, I'm a little bit worried, but oh, here it is. Well, there should be some maybe heading between the article text and those products, but this is the result of our modification on article detail. You can now see the list of related articles. You can add them to cart probably. Yes, it looks nice. So this is it. This is the whole implementation. I will just summarize once more the last step. In the detail HTML twig template, we have just imported the product list macro HTML twig macro, and then we simply used that list function from that macro.list, and passed there our array of products that are related to article. And this is it. This is all from the implementation part of our webinar online workshop. You can see on the front end that the products are already displayed there. So that's it. Now let's summarize it. Let's summarize the whole workshop, what we have done. Standards. Oh, good point. Good point. Maybe we are not done yet with all the changes in the source codes, because we have some automated coding standards checks, and we need to, well, let's take a look if we didn't make any typos or some violation of our coding standards so far. For that purpose, we have another thing target, and we will just check the files that we have already modified somehow, and the target is called checks diff. So PHP thing, or maybe not checks because that includes tests. I just want to check standards diff, because I don't want to check standards on the whole code base. I just need to check standards or on the files that I have modified. So PHP thing standards diff runs. Oh, and I see that there is there are some problems in the code. I can see that I have omitted a space between closing parentheses and opening one in the article facade. I don't want to fix it manually. Here it is as well in another class. And once again, some problems with parentheses. Well, yeah, 4 files are fixable. Just add fix to console. Okay, we have our another one think target, think standards. I believe it's fix if like this. Yes, the errors successfully fixed and no other found. Okay, let's try once more. Standards if. And now everything is okay. So all the mistakes that I have done in coding standards are automatically fixed, and that's it. It's as easy as you have seen right now. Okay, so let's summarize the whole modification, everything that we have done today. Well, maybe from the user point of view, then from the developer point of view. So we have enabled administrator to assign products to article in the administration page, and those products are displayed on the article detail on front end, so customer can read about a product and then he can directly click to the detail of the product or directly buy the product. It could help with sales, of course. And from the developer point of view, you now know how to create a new entity in Shopsys Framework, how to generate and execute a database migration. You are maybe a little bit familiar with our entity data objects concept, that we use them for transferring data from form into entity and then into database. Miro wants to tell me something. So just say it, Miro. Was that test that we should run tests, you think?
Why not?
Okay, we will run tests, why not? It's really easy. Again, in the console, we just need to write PHP think tests. And okay, so you can, the test will be running and I will continue with the summary. So like I said, you are familiar with data objects concept. You know how to extend a data object. You know also how to extend a form in administration. We have explained you that we use facades as an entry point for working with model, and you know how to extend a behavior of such class by using class inheritance. And what else? We extended the front-end controller as well as the front-end template to modify the front-end page. It was easy because we didn't need to extend anything. We just modified the files directly. So this is the summarization. During the implementation, we have showed you some interesting components that we have in Shopsys Framework. It was that products type, which is our custom form type that we use for selecting products in any form in administration. You have also seen the product list macro, which is a front-end component we use for rendering products lists anywhere on the front end. We briefly showed you our useful tools that we use practically on a daily basis, like coding standards, controls and fixes, automated fixes. Now we see the tests that are running and everything is passing, which is great. I see nothing but green outputs. This is what you need, what you want to see when you run tests. No mistakes. So our modification didn't break anything so far. Now, for example, smoke tests are running, which are checking each page of the whole application and just checks whether it returns 200 OK HTTP return code. It seems like all pages do. So that's great. Well, we also showed you our custom tool for generating and executing database migrations. So you tried it as well. And maybe if you got interested enough and want to just continue with that implementation, you can play it a little bit more with that. We have some tips for you what you can do next. For example, you can let administrator to set the order or position of products, uh, um, the order of products in which they are displayed on the front end. And I will give you a little hint for that. We use that products type component, and if you take a look at it, there is an option which is called sortable. So you can explore it, and this might be a good place to start if you want to set the order of products. You can also extend the front end, for example, at the detail of product. You can list all the articles that are related to it to get your users some more content, something interesting to read. And you can also restrict the list of articles, list of products that are displayed on the article detail, because so far they are displayed all relations. In administration, you will set some products that are related to the article, and then they are rendered on the front end. But this might not be exactly what you need, because some of those products might be sold out or just invisible for some reasons. They might be just excluded from sale, and you don't want to display them on the front end. So you can dig a little bit deeper and try to play with it yourself. Now, as your feedback is very important for us, we will really appreciate if you fill out the forms that you will get later on today about this workshop, so we can improve ourselves. Just tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, what if it was too short, maybe if it was interesting for you. Any kind of feedback is welcomed, and as well any thoughts you have on the framework itself. You can just write us an email. You can contact us on Slack. There is plenty of channels that you can use on our public Slack, and most preferably you can take a look at our GitHub, and you can create pull requests there. Commit? I should commit everything. Okay. So like I said, you can create pull requests or just issues if something seems weird to you in the code base or anything. GitHub is the most preferable way how to tell it to us. So let's create a commit. Let's take a look. Git status. There are a lot of things, so let's edit them all, including that migration. Why not? Git pet, git commit, with some message like online workshop. Okay, so it is committed. Git push, and I believe the remote is demo shop, right? I'm not sure. Yes, because this is the public repository of project based on Shopsys Framework. So git push demo shop, and Miro will send you the link to that branch.
English workshop.
Okay. English workshop. Yes, that's our branch. English workshop. Yes. There should be one initial commit and one workshop commit. Nice. So you can take a look at those changes on GitHub. If you didn't finish something, you can use that. And one last thing, I believe the last thing, if you like our Shopsys framework enough and you decide to start building your own project, your own online store based on Shopsys framework, don't hesitate and let us know about that, because like I said, the feedback is very important for us, and we want to know your experience. We want to know which issues you have run into, and in return, we are willing to provide you some free consultations as well. So let us know, and we can discuss anything you need for your implementation. So now I believe this is all from us. Miro, do you have anything else to add? No? So that's all. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye.